Hey, Stephen Darts here, and wow, what a disaster. Got some stuff to show you. I'm going to be talking about Illuminati, Freemasons, blah, 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 and all that good stuff. Well, not good stuff, actually, complete opposite. But anyway, me and my friend did some podcasts. Why is it saying bad connection? I'm having nothing but issue after issue trying to do this live stream. Wow. Keep saying I've got no signal when I've got plenty of signal. And I tried to do this video on screen capture, basically on my tablet, and do like a live stream straight from the video itself. It would not play. Yesterday I tried to do a live stream with some music and then some podcast. It would not play either. So I'm having real issues with this, so bear with me. Anyway, I'll play this now. Where are we at? Yeah.
Stuart and Stephen on Watching the Watchers. Now.
Oh, where are we? Sorry. This one's not going very well.
Freemasons. You got an interesting story to tell me about the Freemasons? Hot topic with Stuart and Stephen on Watching the Watchers. Now, look at the image. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your bloody eyes. Open your eyes. That's what we're talking about.
The Illuminati and the Freemasons.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I've got to move, hold on, I've got to move the dot to a more appropriate location. Hold up. Move it into the eye. Where we go? Hold on. Perfect. Yes, that's what we need. Right. Illuminati Freemasons. You got an interesting story to tell me about the Freemasons. Okay. Alright, go ahead.
It's pretty unbelievable, though.
No, just go ahead. I can vouch he's telling the truth. No, he's genuinely telling. I know I've done some sketches and stuff where I'm pretending to be a Mason and taking the nick, which I haven't uploaded yet, so it's pointless me telling you, but this is real.
You change the names.
Say that.
I'm going to change this guy's name for the sake of, you know, what's it called, data protection or that.
Yeah, and life protection when they come and sniper you in the head.
Well, they might not do that.
Go ahead.
But, I call him Norton. He, well, we got talking, I got to know him for about 2 years. And, one summer, just stood out in the driveway with him. He was already out in the driveway. I pulled up, reversed on his drive, gave him his medicines, and then we started chatting, and things started getting a bit deep.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know. I just felt his mood change a little bit, and he said to me, like, you know, have you ever heard of the Freemasons? And I said, yeah, I have actually. Another person I deliver medicines to.
And you used to think they were like nothing to do with. You thought they were to do with.
I don't know. I just never really even. No, you don't really hear about it, do you? 'Cause it's supposed to be a secret society.
Basically, but you thought it was
Well, it is.
to do with like stonemasonry.
Well, when I hear Freemason, you just straight away you think, you know, stonemason. You know, you make you're a blacksmith, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you make statues or whatever.
Yeah. Don't laugh at them; they'll find you. Right. This is serious stories. It's a true
Anyway,
story.
I said to him, yeah, I have heard of the Freemasons. Only about, you know, a couple of months ago, when another person I delivered medicines to, he died. You know, he passed away, but before he passed away, he went into a Freemason care home, which, you know, I didn't even know existed either. So basically, that's just for Freemasons. They go there, retire there and stuff. You know, care home. Get treated good as well. What I heard, you know, really good stuff there. And I said to
You got everything but stem cells to revert the actual brain damage. But continue.
But anyway, I said, and Norton said to me, Yeah, it's really strange that the woman would say it to you, and
Maybe not
it's
eat while you're
strange that
talking.
it's
I'm going to respond to everybody in a minute, but just this is a video I couldn't actually upload properly, so I'm doing it live instead. And I'll tell you what actually happened, the disasters I've had with this live stream in a minute. But continue.
said to me, you know, if you'd like to, he explained to me what the Freemasons were about, and
Talk a little bit louder.
he said this Friday or whenever Friday, we go every Friday. He said if you want to
You were a
come
bit
with
worried
me in
about
my
this.
car.
You were a bit worried about that.
Hmm?
You were a little bit worried at first about men going in together and.
Oh yeah, no, it did sound a bit weird. Not weird, but it just
Yeah.
sounded a bit that, you know, women weren't allowed, and you know, I imagine going back to the missus and saying, I'm going to this club, you know, what do you do? Well, I don't actually know yet. You know, the missus is gonna think, you know, this is strange, but
Men? No girls allowed.
yeah,
Wonder if they let trannies in though, like female to male trannies.
I think they'd be against that,
Probably.
definitely.
Not.
But I said to him I'd think about it, and you know, he even phoned me at one point and said, have you decided yet? And I said, no, I haven't. And I said to him, I will ring you and we'll come round and let you know. But I had to go around and get the medicines for him again, and the wife actually said, you know, he passed away. He'd had a brain hemorrhage in the toilet, he just passed away straight away.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Unbelievable, isn't it?
I didn't get a chance to actually tell him yes or
The
no.
thing is, what makes it strange is he gets invited in and then he gets killed. Maybe.
No, he doesn't get killed.
Yeah, but how do you
He
know?
dies of a hemorrhage.
How do you know? He's suspicious that he dies. How old was he?
70 odd?
Oh, he's quite old then. Strange. Maybe he knew he was dying. Maybe he knew he was dying and had to get a replacement. And he found
Yeah,
you.
but does that happen?
Yes. The only way you get in, apparently, is if you're invited or you have a family member that's already in. Now, I'll tell you my story now. No one's invited, well, no one's technically invited me in, but I have met Freemasons and they've interacted with me. They don't say they're Freemasons, but they'll say certain things. Like one time I was in hospital and I had food poisoning.
Life is good.
These people were acting really strange, these men, acting really strange, asking me odd questions about God and different things like that. And I asked him, I said, what, is this some sort of test? Because weird
Do you
things,
believe in a higher power? And that?
exactly, because weird
That's what he asked me.
things, really strange things were happening, like it's a test, yeah? I couldn't tell anybody. And I said to the guy, who I believe was involved in this hospital when I had food poisoning, I said, what's going on here? Is this some sort of Masonic test? And he said, you have to work hard to be in the Masons.
You'd only know that if you're
Honestly.
a Mason, surely.
Yeah, exactly. You have to work hard to be in the Masons. I swear to God, that's what he said. That's what he said. And all the time afterwards, after I came out of the hospital, for about 2 weeks afterwards, there was really weird interactions with people. Masons, I believe,
you did.
or Illuminati members. Okay, I go into Tesco's.
They're different,
I swear
man.
down. I go into Tesco's.
They're different.
Yeah, no, I think some people say the black Illuminati could be the original Jews or black. I get into how I believe that that black people, black Afro-Caribbean, they built the pyramids.
You could be offending them, man.
No, they built the pyramids. They built the pyramids. That's why when the Masons went over there, they shot the nose off the pyramids. How do I know that? Because in the YM, when I used to live there, there's a guy, not friends with me anymore, but he told me about it. He had little posters all over his wall, and he said he was part of the Black Panthers. Honestly, no lie. And he had posters over the wall. He said, have you never realised why all the noses are shot off all the statues, man? Look. I said, what? That's because they're all black, man. Seriously, and then I showed these artists, I'm not even lying, that he liked to listen to. And they basically believe like Elohim and all that sort of stuff. But that's for another video. Anyway, so yeah, I have had interaction with them. They haven't actually said I've been invited. Oh, you have to work hard to be a Mason.
Scary stuff, man.
They are. They're dodgy people. They are dodgy people.
Dodgy is the fact that once you're in, I don't think you can.
Get out.
I'm one of them guys, you know.
Exactly.
Holds me down. So I wouldn't want to be somewhere and not be told.
Yeah, but let me tell you some of the type of things that they do. When you're in the Masons, okay, they will actually put you through tests, right? So they might kidnap you for a couple of days, yeah? And then you have all this crap happen to you, yeah?
I saw the comment that Nephilim built the pyramids. That's an interesting thought. I want to talk about the Nephilim in future at some point. But I currently believe that evidence shows that black Africans or people from that sort of background appear to have built the pyramids, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Or yeah, maybe in a future video I'll show you why I believe that.
And then they let you go, and you have to go back to your family and not say nothing, and they test you to see if you have your strength and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people believe that Masons are all about like, you know, to help the community. They're not. They're constantly testing and manipulating and twisting.
They're taking the piss on Simpsons, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's constantly manipulating, twisting. You know, it's, you know.
Oh.
Stone cutters and that.
Yeah,
I've got some videos coming as well about the Nephilim giants and my thoughts on that as well in the future. But only so much time.
don't know they're satanic. And obviously Satan, in the Bible, it says that he's the God of all lies.
Mate, at the end of the day, yeah. Rape, murder. What else? Adultery.
Rape, murder, paedophilia, necrophilia.
Yeah, and that's what God allows.
And bestiality.
Yeah, that's what God allows.
You reckon?
Yeah, well, the devil must be okay if God allows rape, murder.
My friend, well, his family used to be quite religious, and his nieces died, I believe, and he became a bit pessimistic about God. I don't agree with what he says about God here. Future videos coming on what I think about God in the future.
He's getting the Old Testament screwed up with the New Testament. That's another time, but no, it's not actually. Yeah, we'll save another video. Lots to come. I don't necessarily believe what you just said, but
My sister was like that, even my nephew, because she was very, very God orientated.
right.
And she prayed a lot.
What religion was she part of?
Well, she's Christian, but she
Right.
prayed
Possibly, yeah, he has had trauma.
a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. Am I okay?
I know
You talk
you
about
can't
death,
rely
okay?
on it.
I know.
The trauma comes from him losing his family members, apparently, but I can't go into great detail about that. It's personal to him. But I don't hate God, and I don't blame the world's issues on God, like a lot of people do. Oh, God allows murder. God does this. God doesn't do any of that. It's all man-made, basically, and they're, well, not all man-made. Man is in cohorts with entities and spirits, so call them what you like, wherever they come from, okay, whatever you believe. All the people in power, all this symbolism is to connect with those, and it's all over artwork from thousands of years ago all the way up to now, you know, so it's quite obvious, and people in control know about it, and something behind these pop stars and other successful people, you know, something spiritual going on. But anyway, in the next part I'll go into a little bit about that with my friend here, about different experiences I've had.
But I believe, touch wood, that basically everyone has their time in life. But no matter what age you are, you're here to experience something, and then, you know. Okay, for example, right? Me and my sister, when my stepdad has just died, when we were younger, he did some things he's not proud of. He did not anything really like people or anything like that. It was basically like taking toys away and burning them and stuff like that, and playing up against each other because he was basically so stressed that my mum was in hospital. We had no one to take out on the part, so we were little shits. Even though we were little shitsies. They're like little asses, okay? We do things like block the toilet and stuff the whole house and stuff like that, yeah? So, anyway, so we had a big family feud because partly the reason why me and my sister were in foster care, we blamed him for it, yeah? And it partly was his fault. It was also my mum's fault and my dad for not stepping in. My dad basically just disappeared, long story short, save it for another video. But, what was I saying? Yeah. So anyway, I had a long family feud, but only last year, me and my sister decided to stop the family feud, okay? Forgive Stefan, my mum's boyfriend, yeah? This year, he's been an awesome granddad to my nephew and niece, and he dies 9 months later. Yeah, under 9 months later. We knew he was going to die. Even said in front of him, now we've all made up and made friends, you're going to die. And he's like, oh no. Like, laughed about it. Nah. He didn't believe in life after death. He wasn't scared about it, wasn't worried about it. Lived every day to the full. Eat the fattiest food, smoked. Doesn't matter. It was only at the end when he finally made a bond with my sister and her kids, which is the most important part, because he dies at the same age. Well, the kids are the same. My sister's kids are the same age as what we were when we met him. So therefore, he rectifies his wrongs through my sister's children and dies forgiven. Understand what I'm saying? That's deep. And that's why I believe, and many things like that have happened before, but that's the most recent and poignant.
Though, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. One time my mum said he was in tears and crying.
Atonement is more...
Yeah, he had that was his big thing. And once he had done it, he died. His dad's still alive. His dad's 92. And for whatever reason, he's still alive for a life lesson to learn. Huh?
I reckon my dad
Maybe.
definitely.
Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, more to come. Take care for now. Move it over there like that. Hold on, a bit closer. I can't move anymore. Move here.
Yeah, most of my family are basically, well, I saw the comment there saying that your family's mostly atheists. Most of my family on my mum's side are Catholics and devout Catholics. And because I was in foster care, they basically cut me and my sister off. And my mum basically. And most of them moved to America and Canada. On my mum's side. On my dad's side, my dad don't want to talk to me, he hasn't spoken to me in 13 years. And when it was my birthday one time, and I thought I'd get in contact with my dad. So I tried to ring up. I got the number for my sister, and I rang up my dad's house. And his wife, my stepmom, answered. And she was like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Oh, it's Stephen." "Stephen. What do you want?" So, well, it's my birthday today. I just wanted to know if, my dad's there and, if I can speak to him. Is that possible? No, he's not here. I said, well, is it possible I can speak to him? No. It's just, I just want to say hello. Oh, I'll ask him then. Oh, thanks. So anyway, long story short, I called back about another time, about a couple of hours later, because she said he'll be back in about an hour. And she said, oh yeah, he came back, but she basically didn't tell him. So the third time, a couple of hours later, I rang and I said, I couldn't get through basically. So I said on the answer phone, this is the third call. I said, no matter what you do, Anne, I'm going to have a relationship with my dad, whether you like it or not. Why didn't you tell him that I rang? And basically, then what happened, my dad rang my sister, and she contacted me and said, Dad's going to call the police if you don't stop harassing them. Apparently, you're outside the house threatening to hit Anne. I was like, excuse me? I'm in Wellingar, I'm at home, in my garden. What are you talking about? Oh, well, he says you've got to stop harassing them. They're going to get the police and get an injunction out on you. I said, I haven't even gone anywhere near them. I don't even know where their house is. I've been there in 10 years. So there you go. That was the last, communication I had with my dad. The actual last time I actually saw my dad was when my nan died. And she wanted to get in contact with me, and she went on her deathbed. She was saying, "I just wanted to find you, Stephen." And it was like the last word she said to me. But even after that, my dad couldn't actually make amends and be an actual real father. But there you go. Family issues. So yeah, on my dad's side, most of the people are atheists, and on my mum's side, they're all devout Catholics, but a lot of them don't actually practice what they preach. My uncle was actually a religious singer, and he says all this stuff about God and all this sort of stuff, and makes really, really awesome, kind of really nice music and so on, and sings to lots and lots and lots of people. But when you meet him in real life, he's rude, and quite disrespectful. And he makes excuses. Oh, I'm just used to that. Well, it's not good, is it? If you're going to be religious, then practice what you preach, uncle. I may talk more about my uncle in future. I don't want to cause any family feuds with the guy. But I haven't spoken to him for over 2 years, because when my cat died, he turned around and said, oh, well, I don't like animals. Got no sympathy. I don't like animals. So you're supposed to believe in Jesus and God, but you don't like animals. What he might have said was, I'm a Christian or I'm a Catholic and I don't believe in keeping pets. That would have made more sense. Not I don't like animals. How can you not like God's creatures if you're supposed to be religious? So that was my thought anyway on that. So family issues, you know, whether they're atheists or false Christians or false Catholics, you've got a similar issue. You know, trying to wake them up. Play.
The video started. It's not a mirror image, it's not the same. Anyway, we just finished recording the last video, and you wouldn't believe it, but we've got 12 minutes 33. I could do that, yeah. Good idea.
So when I was doing the screen capture, the original screen capture, this podcast is in 3 parts, but we're just basically doing the screen capture, and we couldn't actually see the time of the screen. It just so happens to end at what was it? Up or out? I can't remember now. 12:33, I think it was. And we do a little bit of a joke coding through here about that, but we did not plan that at all. Just show you.
That is a good idea. That is a good idea. To zoom in on it and circle it. So it should be seamless when it actually starts. Wait a couple of seconds and then do it. So there we go. So just quickly point out on the screen. Get 12.33, yeah? So it's drawn 12, 2 sixes, yeah? 6 and 6. Yeah, for 66, which is dual 33 and then dot 33. Or we could read it as 1233, which is 1 and 2 together, which is, 12 divided by 2 is 66 dot 6. So we got 666. So the code is right there, and we didn't even try to do that. So there you go. So yeah, what do you think about that? That's a bit dodgy, isn't it? About the fact that the last video ended on...
Exactly. How can you not like animals? I mean, okay, my cat died, and people maybe not like pets, yeah? And there's a good reason why a lot of Christians don't like animals, be keeping animals as pets, you know? Or people bonding with their animals, and as I say that, he comes bounding over. Off you go, mate. Yeah. Out the way. Loves to get in the way. Anyway... Basically, they don't like keeping pets because they don't believe that animals have a spirit. So to keep a pet and to love a pet is wrong in their eyes. But if a cat needs a good home, you should give it a home. In my opinion. Oops.
Move it over there like that. Oh, I can't move anymore. Video started. It's not a mirror image, it's not the same. Anyway, we just finished recording the last video, and you wouldn't believe it, but we've got 12 minutes 33. I could do that, yeah. Good idea.
Meh.
That is a good idea. That is a good idea. To zoom in on it.
That's fine.
Circle it. It should be seamless when it actually starts. So there we go. So just quickly point out on the screen. Get 12.33, yeah? So it's drawn 12, 2 sixes, yeah? 6 and 6. Yeah, for 66, which is dual 33 and then dot 33. Or we could read it as 1233, which is 1 and 2 together, which is... That's right. 12 divided by 2 is 66 dots.
Sorry about the banging, people. My cat's insisting on actually getting right in the way and jumping all over this little primitive setup I've got here. I've tried to set up like to look at the screen through the camera because I tried to do like a live screen record and it wouldn't work. So, yeah.
So we got 666. So the code is right there, and we didn't even try to do that. So there you go. So yeah, what do you think about that? That's a bit dodgy, isn't it? About the fact that the last video ended on 12.33.
Yeah, it was.
Did your monsters right there, man?
Coincidence.
Let's just change it up. It's not a coincidence. They've been talking about these things.
At the end of the day, yeah, coincidence. If you actually put coincidence in the old dictionary,
Yes.
coincidence doesn't actually have its own type.
Protocols of Zion, my friend who said he was part of the Black Panthers, or at least followed them greatly and supported them, he said about what you just said there in your comment about Zion and so on. He mentioned that quite a lot actually in some certain aspects, his beliefs on that. But I'll go into that in future. That's a whole entire another subject on its own, I think. But there was some reference to Zion, obviously, in the Matrix.
It actually comes under another word.
Is it?
Yeah, it comes under coincide.
Which was a distorted version, probably.
Right.
Which means two things parallel to each other happening at the same time. And coincidence was just taken out of that because that's what it means, you know. It means that it could be totally bollocks in someone's eyes, you know, something that is unbelievable but is true.
Yeah, but obviously these coincidences do happen.
Yeah, they do.
For example, in real life, while bearing my stepdad, it starts to rain, and then on the radio comes a song. The rain, you know. Obviously, we all laughed in the car.
Yeah,
I thought,
but
oh,
that's what I
Steve's
mean.
playing games.
But that's what I mean. That is two things coinciding with each other.
But I have got a whole entire theory and my own experiences. I might get my sister on at some point. This is creepy.
Yeah, so basically, when I was younger, I basically used to do things like when I was a little kid, like stare at back of people's heads and make them turn round and stuff like that. All stuff like that. I used to believe I was guided by spirits. So all these New Age people basically go on about I was doing that as a little kid. But obviously I know the reality of it now. And it's not really a good thing to do at all. And any spirit from the other side is probably only wants to deceive you and use you like a plaything most of the time, I think. But I'll go into that in more detail in the future. But what I say here is a true actual event, and I may actually get my sister on here at some point to confirm that she remembers this quite clearly. One of many experiences I had.
Right, tell you this. Let's change up the colour just for this. Switch it up a bit. Oh, that's a Gong viewer. Right, anyway, when I was about 12 years old, me and my sister were both in foster care, and she was with her own foster family, and I had been taken over there to visit my sister, okay? Now, we both go into the porch area, the patio, conservatory, yeah? Glass ceiling, yeah? But it was like perspex, so you couldn't see clearly through it. Long story short, it starts to rain, and I say, just for no reason, rains me, I can control the weather. Do you believe I can control the weather? I'm like, I don't know, I was 12 years old or so, and I said, rain harder. Stop. No, rain harder. Harder. Stop. Honestly, sister remembers it 100%. Rain harder. Stop. Rain harder. Harder. Stop. And she was like looking in the chair like, honestly now I've learned that it's actually, you know, demons or fallen angels.
Hello, our plan.
Coming through you and doing these things. I don't believe that anybody can actually have superpowers
saw a good comment there. My mum, when she was a kid, pulled a plug out of a socket from across the room. When I was a kid, my mum stabbed a knife through a brick wall and had the strength of 10 men. And they basically did some sort of, when she was younger, about like a 20 odd, they did some sort of MK Ultra stuff to her. They actually gave her electric convulsive therapy and shocked her brain, and she was never the same again. I have a whole entire theory about that and what actually happened, and then the MK Ultra project that's going to come in future. I really do believe that my mum was a victim of it. From what she told me that she used to be very, very incredibly clever. And the one time she had like an episode, and basically the doctors couldn't keep her down. She had like 6 or 7 people, she said, grabbing her, holding her down, but she was throwing them off her like some sort of Hulk, And so that was why Superhuman Strength, if you like, they basically shocked her brain. They gave my mum electric convulsive therapy and basically fried her brain, and then told her she's bipolar or schizophrenic and she can't function without her prescription meds. And it really is heavy, the meds she's on, and she's so scared that she'll have another episode. People in extreme underlying situations can have huge strength too. They can, yeah. The truth is, our plan, that people don't really realise the power of the human body, but it's not all physical. It does come. There's a spiritual part of this as well. But that's a future video coming, I think I might have to do. There's a very interesting story about how this person was trapped underneath a truck, and these 2 guys were able to lift this like extremely, a full-size, however ton truck to save the person who was trapped underneath. I'll get the actual specific story and share that. But that was incredibly interesting, and there's loads of stories like that are around that show that feats of superhuman strength or super intuition, or, for example, another story that I saw on TV once, but I've heard similar stories in real life, is that a blind woman, I think it was her mother who was in trouble in America across another state, and this woman was blind, and she basically drove all the way and helped her mother, apparently, or daughter. I can't remember which specifically, but stories like that defy the physical reality. What's that? 2 seconds. I've heard a story about a 5-foot woman lifted a car off a child before too. Yeah, I've heard a real story about a friend of mine who ripped a car door off when someone was trapped inside it. So, we can see these things, and the mainstream media will basically chuck it off like it's nothing. Hey, Kate Oliver. Nice to see you. Anyway, let's continue with this.
Do certain supernatural things without. Honestly, sister remembers it 100%. Rain harder. Stop. Rain harder. Harder. Stop. And she was like looking in the chair like. Obviously now I've learned that it's actually, demons or fallen angels, like making you believe, coming through you and doing these things. I don't believe that anybody can actually have superpowers or do these certain supernatural things without a demonic entity. And I advise anybody who thinks that they got special powers by doing telepathy or super intuition or whatever, there is a demon or something latching to them.
Long story short, the people who are in control of everything, okay, you have experiences like maybe you'll think of somebody, like a family member you haven't seen for so long. You'll think about them, you think, oh, I wonder how Sarah's doing, and then they'll suddenly ring you, okay? Or a twin will hurt their arm and the other twin will immediately feel pain. There's evidence, and quite well, that there's a connection between all of us that's beyond the physical. And I believe, I've got a future video coming on this, that actually works very similar to the actual internet, okay? Bear with me. For example, you have a computer, okay, and it logs onto the internet to get all the information. Yeah, it uses crystals to decode that message and connect to the source. Yeah, crystals, like a remote control car. And inside the human brain, I'll try and find the article in a future video that shows inside the brain, this scientific experiment, that there are crystalline structures within the pineal gland, which in my opinion could be the actual physical way the brain connects to this combined consciousness, if you like, sort of. It's hard to explain, but in my opinion, most technology that's been invented is actually based on how we function ourselves. And I think that the way this phone connects to the internet is similar to the way that we, our brains, access memory, for example. Your long-term memory, I think, is actually like the internet. You know, it's stored away like the cloud. And you can only access it when you can tap into that frequency. You know, short-term memory and long-term memory. I can't remember it. Oh, what is the name of that? It's just not in your head. Your head can't contain that much information physically. In my opinion, anyway. But I'll do some future videos on that. It's a big topic that on its own.
And they need to start praying. What do you think? That's just one of many, many, many stories, true stories. And some of these stories weren't even on my own at the time. Like, well, my sister then, but there's another story at other times where things happen like that. For example, the time when me and my friend were talking about shadow people, and then a shadow figure ran across the road behind B&Q. I was like, did you just see that? She goes, yeah, the shadow person. That's not the only one of those I've seen either.
It's another thing of coincidence, yeah. Me, my friend Lee, and my mate Nick Riley, yeah, all stand outside one of my old flats.
Right.
Apologise for my friend swearing here. I told him not to swear and he kept on swearing, but...
There's no street lamps around my back area bit. There's like a big field, a park, but no street lamps.
Right.
Like at the back of mine, in the garden. And literally, you could see, it was clear night, it was middle of summer, see all the stars, and we were just like, wow, like looking up, standing there, having a little, chilling, having a little smoke, and we're looking up, and we're like, yeah, that was a fucking dipper, and I'm going, sure, there's North Star, and going, nah, it's a fucking space station.
Oop.
Anyway.
Sorry about my friend swearing. I told him not to swear. Carried on swearing.
What's the chance of a shooting star in the sky?
Exactly.
I've never seen a shooting star, ever. And I was like, I have. And Lee was like, yeah, I have too as well. I remember it. And then literally, we all just looked up, silent, didn't say a word, straight across the sky, a shooting star, and we all went fucking nuts. And we never
Sorry for the language. Stop swearing, man.
We'll never forget it. He'll never forget it, ever. Because it was just mind-blowing. And that is coincidence right there. And that is...
Or is it the fact, is it the evidence that we control our own, technically can affect and control our own reality?
What's the chance of a shooting star in the sky?
Exactly.
What's the random possibility of it? I don't know the odds of it. It must be quite high.
I can go really, really deep into this. Maybe not at the moment. But we just talked. This video's turned into talking about what these strange events that we've seen. I'll tell you an event that a friend of mine had. And he's swore on his children. Shouldn't do that, but he believed he was telling me the truth, 100%. And he told me about a time when he...
Hey, RR plan. Yeah, people don't look up, but if you look up in my sky, it's literally, you can't see the stars unless you try and walk out for about a mile, you might see some stars. Because the light pollution, especially with these new LED lights, which are very bright, you can't see anything. Maybe I'll show you something about chemtrails in a minute. I did a couple of videos on chemtrails. If I can find them, I'll show you them.
He was with his friends. He never forgot it. He was like 60 years old. His name was... he was my neighbour downstairs. I used to do removals with him in London. Twix! Yeah. Just handed me a Twix. Anyway. He told me that he basically did like a Ouija board. One of many people have told me they've done a Ouija board, and I always tell them, burn the bloody thing. But they never listen to me. Anyway, got a video coming on that as well. About Ouija boards and my opinion on those. But basically, he told me that him and his friends were in the house and they were doing a Ouija board, and he was talking to this like off the other side, and they were asking questions, and he was like yes and no, and blah blah blah, and he said something about coming over, and then he said like no, and immediately all the windows and doors shut. And they were like panicking, trying to get out, and they can't open the doors or windows, and he had to smash his way out. And he was actually started sweating and going red as he was telling me this. And he was like, I've never seen anything like that in my life. Never ever touched a Ouija board or anything like that ever again. But let me just tell you something.
I can't turn up too loud because my neighbour will moan and complain. I live in a bedsit and the walls are very, very thin. I tried to do like an internal audio, but that didn't work either. But a bit of a disaster really trying to do these live streams.
I'm on this stream, okay? Now a lot of you are very pessimistic about this supernatural or whatever events, okay? These people, these Masons and the Illuminati, the real Illuminati, right? They go back thousands of years, maybe 6,000 years or so. No, 6,000 years. And that's when the first real proof of
civilized man.
Let's not go into Darwin and all that sort of stuff. I'm focusing. Listen, I'm focusing on. First civilization, the Egyptians, and you got the before them. No, what were the ones before then?
As soon as you start making tools.
Ones that had listen. So as far as I am aware, the Sumerians were the first actually major civilization that had all the occultic symbolism and stuff like that, and built big stone structures. Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, bloodlines. Yeah, 6,000 years ago or so. So basically, originally, these people, 6,000 years ago, Sumerians, whatever, they learned maybe from the other side about certain rules or certain things they could do, like spiritual beliefs and so on, and learn about ghosts and all these mysterious stuff that happened back in time. Yeah, seeing it all over the cave art and stuff like that. But these entities they used to experience. Yeah, and often they couldn't really tell dreams from reality as well. So what you see is the depictions of their dream reality. Got more videos coming on that too about dreams and how they're actually spirit world. Lucid dreams, astral projection, all that sort of stuff. But anyway, a certain group of people learned about this sort of stuff. You could call them the original Jews, up to you. They learned this stuff and passed it on through family and bloodlines. And I believe that certain people in the bloodline, of a family can be latched on by a demon or an entity that hops to the next available vessel. Okay, so say if I'm back in 6,000 years ago and my bloodline goes all, and I had like a demon attached to my DNA, attached to me, yeah? Then say 2,000 years later, somebody else is born and they live in a life exactly the same because they got the same demon or entity that just switches all the way through time to the next available vessel. That's what I think. And that's how this knowledge is passed down, and why only certain bloodlines, the 13 bloodlines of the supposed Illuminati, one of them being the Queen's family, of its Queen of Britain, Queen of England, her family. That's what I think. Yeah, exactly. So that's where I believe the bloodline thing is important. I think that certain people, are able to be latched on by these entities, because obviously not everyone can actually see these things, these entities and these beings. I'm saying, but they can't. They can't. My sister can't see them. She's had experiences with ghosts. That's another one.
Everyone, it's as you start getting older, man.
It's not as you start getting older. This stuff started happening to me when I was a little kid.
Yeah, but it does. It starts with everyone. When you're a baby, your mind's open. You haven't been filled with nothing.
You haven't been filtered. You haven't been filtered.
You're a blank canvas.
You haven't been filtered.
You're a blank canvas.
The brain is like a filter. When you take drugs or weed, yeah, but it's like a filter.
Whatever input it puts in,
it's like a filter.
Computer don't know nothing without a person putting the information into it. And the brain is just like that. Unless you know
The brain, that's his opinion, but in my opinion, the brain is like a filter. Okay, it's open fully, and then as you get older, you're conditioned, like balls. Listen, like balls falling down and being stopped, yeah, and then you end up with your beliefs. So for most people, it's a very narrow, thin belief system. You cut everything out that doesn't fit with what you've been taught to believe.
You're talking about your mind. You're talking about your brain. It's like a computer.
Yeah, the brain is like a computer. The whole entire body is a machine, a biological machine.
Exactly, but the computer hasn't got a mind, hasn't got an AI. That's where you can choose to keep it open.
Yeah, we are a computer.
Is the Earth flat or is the Earth round? I've done some videos on this. I don't believe what NASA says, but I also don't believe that the Earth necessarily is flat or not. But I got no way of proven it. There is some basically what I want to do. My own personal thoughts of it is I want to I basically studied electrical level 3. I got a diploma in electrical level 3, and there's a measurement of light called lux, yeah, and you use it to calculate where the light is going to be positioned in a warehouse, for example. And so you need to calculate with lux and luminaries how much light is going to connect to where the person is working, yeah, for safety reasons, okay. By using that calculation, when the sun or when the light source is directly above, you will get you will call that 100%, the light source. And then as you move it away, you do the calculation of luminaires and lux to determine the distance of the light source. If the Earth was flat, then you should be able to do exactly the same thing and put in the counter of the weather and the atmospheric conditions, and you should be able to see the distance of the sun in scale to its position, and that, in my opinion, could help determine whether if the Earth was flat, then the same measurements of lux and luminaries should work as they do in a flat floored warehouse. Yeah, but I'm questioning whether the Earth is round. I'm not saying it is or not, but I want to do my own experimentation, do some things that people haven't done before, perhaps, or I haven't seen people do. And I make observations. Earlier on, there's a road bridge basically that's like it goes round. It's got a big curve to it. And as I was going over the curve, there was like a mirage above the curve. Yeah, just on that short little mound. And I think that as your eyes look round a curve, even on that short curve, because you're not looking, the straight lines of light are bending, and they cause an optical illusion. Maybe I'll try and film that, but as I noticed that today, as I was going over that round curved bridge, an optical illusion just above the road. So I will have to go into deep. I'm going to have to research and look into this and try and record it and capture what I'm talking about. But I don't believe NASA for a start. I don't believe the Earth is what they say it is. But I don't necessarily believe the world is flat either. That's the whole entire subject on itself. I just don't believe NASA at all. I think they're lying, big liars. But I've had things that happen that basically point towards flat Earth, and then things that happen that point to round Earth. So
The brain is a computer.
Yeah, but the mind
Everything that we've created.
but I think this whole entire flat Earth thing that's come about over the last few years actually controlled by these people in that image right there. There's nothing bigger debate and eye-opening and thought-provoking than the shape of the world we're living on. What a massive argument. And I went to this church and this guy said to me, I was talking about space and so on. He told me about flat Earth. He actually linked me one of Russian Vid's videos. I'd only watched like a couple of his videos before, and then I watched more of his when he showed me that link. And there's some other people as well, and some of the things that Russian Vid says were kind of made sense, and other things seemed like they were like dismissive and completely very simplistic way of looking at things to a certain extent. I mean, whenever Russian Vids mentioned the Freemasons and the Vatican Church and the pine cone symbolism, he never mentioned the Kundalini and their belief in raising the serpent energy up the 33 vertebrae of the spine to the skull to the pineal gland, where illumination is believed to be achieved. This is what all the Illuminati and Freemasons and all the people who want to follow the occult or want to have spiritual power, that is what they believe. Okay, the 33 comes from the 33 vertebrae of the human spine, and Russian Vids never said that ever. And whenever I commented on that, he always ignored me, but yeah, would comment to other people, and that kind of annoyed me. And then he started blocking comments, not necessarily because of me, but I wasn't the only one that was questioning what he was saying. Why did he never actually mention it? He'll mention the Kundalini, no, he'll mention the Baphomet. He'll mention the pine cone symbolism in the Vatican. He'll mention the Freemasons' belief of 33. But he'll never mention that and he will mention the Baphomet, but he will never mention that the Kundalini is within the belly of the Baphomet, the belly of the beast. He'll never mention that the 33 represents the 33 vertebrae of the human spine and their belief of raising Kundalini serpent energy up the spine to the pineal gland. He never mentions that. Is it because it contradicts the Bible? I don't know, but it used to really, really annoy me when I watched his vids.
The thing we've created, okay, actually Google's getting close to creating an artificial mind, that's another video.
Yeah, you won't be able to.
Yeah, they're very close to. I'll show you something and you'll see it.
It's black and white.
It's not black and white.
To input.
We're arguing now, this is not a good video. Alright? Seriously, I need to show him a few things. He needs to see a few things, and he needs to show me a few things. We need to have actually proper debate and argument. But yeah, we're just throwing some thoughts out there and let you know what we think about things. It's all good. Like, comment, subscribe, more to come. Bye bye. Heard that really fast. Like, comment, and subscribe. More conspiratorial truth to come. I had that on the X-Files where the guy's headbutting the. It's getting late now. And welcome to. Hold on a second. There we go. So we're going to have to do whisper style on Watching the Watchers as we continue. This will add to the creepiness of the stories that are all true. Okay. Right, next creepy story. Go.
That one's a bit rude.
Go. You can be rude, but with no swearing. Go.
Where'd you get done with swearing?
I just want my channel to be a non-swearing channel because I believe that when you swear, like in one of my other videos I'm uploading, there's this guy, he's saying truthful stuff, but he's saying effing this, effing that, and everything else.
Who's that?
He's saying effing this, effing that, and every other sentence. Who's that? I'll show you. But, and no, it's not the guy whose initials is BG. Basically he's like effing this, effing that, and I left a message, you'll see it in the video, saying that basically when you say effing this and effing that and put as the F word in every other sentence, it's basically an excuse for your brain not to actually think, and what you're doing is you're fragmenting your speech because the effing actually means nothing. So you take that away, and what have you got left? Not much, I'll tell you that now. But I'll go into more detail with that in my other video, so that's why I choose not to say the F word. And also I'm very graphically minded, and when someone says, oh yeah, well I just went to the shop and I actually visually think of somebody actually doing it. Like in my mind it looks like one of them like GIF images like looping over and over when someone says it. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I don't want people to be, it's like Jesus said. The mind is pure. I don't know if he said this or not actually. You can tell the man's heart by what comes out of his mouth. If Jesus did not.
Our plan. Let's not to be too harsh on people. Okay. But as you said that, my friend who told me about this, what his beliefs on flat Earth, he did also say that he believed that the concentration camps were a lie. And all that sort of stuff, but I haven't researched that myself. Daily content. Hold on, I'm trying to read you one of your last comments. Hold on. Anna Zarkins, Oh, Anna Ash. Sorry, I'm really dyslexic. Daily content. Bad reading. Russian vids equals 33, someone told me. Oh, Eric Dubai. I've seen Derek Dubai's video. I've got a video coming on him. They actually commented on one of my videos. I'm not for or against Eric Dubai at the moment. But some people think he's a shill, some people don't. But I don't know. I can't look at everybody. Oops. No! Go away. Oh, sorry. Something come off my screen. Daily content. They were work camps, not gas chambers. Do you know that the definition of an oven, apparently, is actually a gas chamber? Someone told me. Thing is though, point is, we will never know, will we? How will we ever know what really happened there? You know? Unless you saw it with your own eyes. I mean, I know people who say it happened, and then I know people who say it didn't happen. You know? There's some other stories as well about the war. My 82-year-old friend, who has the allotment, who owns those pumpkins that I showed you, he goes into great detail about the war and what his beliefs on that and what he experienced himself firsthand when he was a kid. In World War II, he was 5 years old.
Say that, then I've just patented it, copyrighted. Don't say it, you'll get sued by me. Well, it's true. It's like, I know you just said similar things or something like that.
No, it's like good fun, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I'm still here. Can I ask you what you think about this image, real quickly? What do you think about the image?
I think it's a compass, isn't it?
Yes.
With an
It's a
eye.
sextant. That's not sextant, yeah. Compass, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that before?
With a ruler? No.
No. How shocking is that? Really?
Italian. That's what it is.
Yeah, but
Supposedly.
I hate, like,
You don't like conspiracy stories, do you? And scary ghost stories and all that.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
But she does have a Buddha and stuff like that.
That's
So
different.
it's not because that's the same. That's the same sort of stuff.
It's a Buddha.
The Buddha has pine cone head. Okay, it's getting late now. So we have to do watch the start and watch the watches as we continue. To add to the
Sorry, just trying to put my charger in. Oh no, my setup's just been destroyed. Breaking the illusion. Hold on. There we go. Right. Where are we?
No, it's not the guy whose initials is BG. Basically, he's like effing this, effing that, and I left a message. You'll see it in the video, saying that basically.
Where's the Pluto?
Hello.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
alright.
so sorry, I'm still here. Can I ask you what you think about this image, real quickly?
Don't worry about it.
What do you think about that image?
I think it's a compass, isn't it?
Yes.
With an
It's a
eye.
sextant. That's not sextant, yeah. Compass, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that before?
With a ruler? No.
No. How shocking is
He's
that?
Italian.
Really?
Italian.
Italian.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but I
Supposedly.
hate, like,
You don't like conspiracy stories, do you? And scary ghost stories and all that.
yeah,
stuff like
no,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
that. But she does have a Buddha and stuff like that.
That's
so
different.
it's not because that's the same. That's the same
No,
sort of
it's not.
stuff.
Where's a Buddha?
Where's the Pluto? He's got
The Buddha has pine cone head representing the pineal gland and enlightenment. That's what that's all about.
Yeah, but that's a,
It's the
that's a
same
monk.
thing that the Illuminati and the Catholic Church have when they worship the pineal gland and all their artwork with the pine cone art.
See you later, our plan. Thanks for joining us.
It's the Buddha is all about a third eye opening, and it's the same thing that these people are doing here, just that they're trying to control it.
They can control it.
Or can they? Comedy gold.
Sorry.
What we got? What we got?
I'm sorry that I'm still here.
Daily content. What does the 82-year-old man say? I'll try and show you one of his videos if I can. He says some quite interesting stuff about the war, and I asked him about what he thought about chemtrails. I said to him, did you notice chemtrails when you was my age? So I'll try and show you his response in a minute, if I can.
Yeah, right. Fair though. Stuart.
It's nice for him as well because he has
No.
company.
Stuart. I mean, you've got very similar thoughts on certain subjects, and it's fascinating.
I know, he loses me with his thoughts sometimes, doesn't he? He goes into depth.
Right, let's have a little looky. While we're on that subject, I want to show you this video of this girl who says she had a vision from God. Oh, where is it?
Connection or similarity to the. I'm going to go in more detail anyway when I talk about Nityananda. Hey, what's up? Stephen Darts here, and I'm watching a video from Spirit of Blessings Ministry, and this woman believes that she's had a vision from God about the end of the world. But watch as she says nothing about Kundalini, Third Eye, and the people who run everything. Zionists, Jews, Freemasons, call them what you like. They believe in this, and that's what it's all about. The number 33 and their worship of it, worship of the number 33, and the binary represents the serpent energy rising up.
What did the UFO look like? I've seen quite a few of those, from orbs to, well, all kinds of stuff. Maybe in a future video I'll tell you about that. But leave it in the comment. What did you see, and I'll say if I saw something similar or not. Or if I know somebody who has.
Vertebrate vertebrate of humans. Which is the skull and pineal gland, where illumination is believed to be achieved. Okay, that's what the goal is. Yeah, that's what the symbolism is all about. To enlightenment. Yeah, and that's what it focuses around. Yeah, that's what's driving this whole entire force. Yeah. Yeah. That's why if Jesus was killed at 33, he was killed as a mockery of this. Okay. It's no coincidence, people, that the human spine has 33 vertebrae. And you have to search like Kundalini and find what I'm talking about. It's not exactly difficult. You see like a lot of this, for example, Nityananda, he does this thing where he convinces people that they're levitating and he's waving his hand. It's no different from the Catholic Church leaders who are apparently supposed to be throwing the Holy Spirit out, and people run rolling around the floor, sometimes believing they're on fire, okay? There is a demonic energy with this serpent rising of the Kundalini, okay? There is a serpent, it is the serpent, okay? And I told you before that Satan appearing as a serpent is symbolic of the waveform. So you have your binary, yeah, and from the binary you get your waveform from that binary. Okay, all this, videos on YouTube, they're just waveforms, yeah, saved as binary code, passed through as binary code and decoded onto the screen in an algorithm that allows you to see it. Yeah, everything in this physical world is the same. Everything has a vibration, everything has a frequency. Good, evil, light, dark, negative, positive, up, down, yada yada yada. That's why Satan, it's a revelation. And
I think I'll choose a different video. Yeah. Yeah. What have we got next? Videos. Bear with me. What is going on here? My videos seem to have disappeared. No, they haven't. This was interesting.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Stephen Darts here, watching the Watchers, and I'm just watching this episode of This Morning on ITV with Philip and Holly, Philip Schofield and Holly Whitterby, interviewing a man who says he's invented a sex doll robot, but actually it's not really much different from the others, from sex dolls that have been invented before. Apart from this one, has a AI, so it can talk to you and interact with you. About 5 years ago, I saw.
Where is it? This one I wanted to show.
Hey, Stephen Darts here, watching the Watchers. I am watching this episode of This Morning, and I'm going to pass my comment of what I think about this modification of the body that she's doing here to basically look like a cartoon character. Let's listen.
I mean, teeny tiny ways, big boobs. Why? What made you want to have this physique?
Well, what can I say? It started off more, like I used to be an electrician,
Okay.
so I didn't, just start with this randomly. Okay, maybe I. Where does it come from? Always been very artistic. As a child, I was kind of like living in my own little fantasy world created in my head, and I had this vision of myself, how I saw myself, and then when I started.
Where did the vision come from?
Plastic surgery.
Well, you've said that you were...
See, I think the vision came from a demon, and she says that she's always been against plastic surgery, but then suddenly decided to have plastic surgery, therefore flipping her beliefs. This is very demonic kind of thing. Classic.
A lot. I was always making drawings. Then I started doing modeling, and then I just started to realize, well, maybe the vision that I have of myself in my head doesn't really, match what I see in the images.
What was the first thing you had done?
The first thing I had done was my nose and my breast and my eyelids. I kind of knew already from the beginning that I wanted to have a lot of work done, but it was a process for me to, really dare to acceptance from people around me, and
The most extreme of the surgeries, would I be right in saying, would be to achieve that teeny tiny waist that you've got?
Yes.
And in order to achieve that, you've had 6 ribs removed.
6 ribs removed, people. 6.
For me, it's no longer about just creating a certain look. I don't do
6
this for
ribs removed.
vanity. For me, I see myself as a science project.
So we should know what the significance of 6 means.
The beauty industry forward. I was the first one in the world to remove 6 of my ribs.
But those ribs are there for a reason. I mean, they're there to protect your internal organs, and yours is so tiny. So you could you? I don't really.
So she wants to push. She's the first to ever have 6 ribs removed. She's pushing the boundaries of science, and this is where the transhumanism thing comes in.
Yeah, I'm going for the world record, but right now I have so many other projects that I'm working on.
What's the world record?
It is 15 inches right now, so if I can come down to 14 and a half, I just want the record, then I can, go back to normal life.
Does it affect the workings of your body? Because as Holly says, those ribs are there for a reason, for protection of all our internal organs. Everything has its own space.
Yeah.
And obviously in you, it doesn't.
Well, first of all, I have the corset that I almost always wear, which is kind of like my external rib cage. It's just like extreme sport.
Yeah.
This is not something that is for every person, that every person would do. I am.
Well, not every person would dream.
Can I ask you, if you
Spent £1 million doing this.
would your spine not be able to support your body?
That's my health is not an issue. I absolutely don't need to wear the corset. I know a lot of newspapers say that, but
Okay.
It doesn't affect your digestion or breathing or anything like that.
No, actually, the ribs are there to protect your organs. So if I would get a hit in the side, of course my organs would be more
You
exposed.
need to be careful.
Yes, but for health issues and reasons like that. As long as I protect myself,
You'll be okay.
I'll be okay.
Well, you've travelled the world. You've been to India to have an operation that I didn't even know existed.
Well,
we talked a lot on here about
Yes,
cosmetic
I've had
surgery.
many procedures that I even actually invent. I had so much surgery.
Well, you're such a pioneer.
Yes, I had an eyeball change surgery.
They changed the colour.
So yeah, she goes on to say that she had her eyes, basically had the colour of her eyes changed in India. So this is directly connected. It may look completely different, but this is
So do I. Daily content, so do I.
chopping metal things or chopping, like making it visibly, chopping up her tongue or her ears. But it's definitely body modification, 100%. There is no difference between this and this. Okay? No difference whatsoever from what she's doing to what these people are doing. I mean, look at this. This does not come from a good place, people. This is demons. Half of the people doing this make themselves look like demons, or what we depict as demons. I mean, look at this. The one on the top right, top left of your screen there. Come on, people. Demonic, yeah? Body mutilation. Destroying what it means to be human. Which is directly connected to this. Transhumanism. Okay? That's what it was all about. Modifying the body with science and technology, because that's what she's done. Pushing the boundaries of science and having her body mutilated and chopped up using machinery to do so. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think sometimes the corset on a woman can look quite nice. But I think they just go way too far with it. It pushes the realms from just, making pointing out the shape of a woman's body to trying to enhance the shape of the body. Go away. Something that always interrupts my screen when I'm trying to do this. But let me just scroll down to see that blonde girl there, that's too much. Women in red's pushing it. I've tried to record this video several times and suddenly interrupts me. It's just had the battery power sign come and interrupt the video. I think that woman on the top right there, just about pushing the limits of what I think should be acceptable. People say, oh, it's up to them, they can do what they like with their bodies, it's up to them. But it's body modification. Okay, and I don't think it's beautiful. But it's not just corsetry this woman's done. She's had her face mutilated, her ribs cut out, her nose cut off, her breast implants, and all the rest of it. It's a body modification, yeah? Not just corsetry. Bye for now.
Yeah, people who partake in body modification, I think it's a very, very dodgy thing. What we got here? Yeah. Excuse me. What we got? Sorry, I tried to do like a actual proper screen record, but it wouldn't work. So I have to do it like this instead. What we got? Oops. What's this one?
Comment readout from Manic, like Tupac, Machiavelli, on my video, Tubular. Comment read. This will then screen. Stephen Dart's here, watching the Watchers, and on the news, BBC News at work today, was this news story about President Trump and his fury over them not singing the national anthem at the NFL game. And I thought, well, why is he making such a big drama? I said this to my friend today at work. Why is he making such a big drama about this NFL? Hasn't he got bigger things to worry about than people singing the anthem? You know, that's what I said to my friend sitting at the table watching it. Has he not got better things to think about, like the pending supposed World War III kicking off with North Korea? And just as I was about to record this video, talking about how ridiculous this is, and how this news story is basically a distraction. Most of these big players in all these games, be it football or rugby or whatever, they are all in line with the Masons and so on. Okay, they're in line with the Catholic Church as well, you know, which are run by probably Zionist Jews. Okay, but yeah. But anyway, as I was about to do this video, pointing out how ridiculous this is, considering we're on the brink of World War III. This pops up. Breaking. North Korea accuses US of declaring war. Says it has the right to shoot down American bombers. Well, here we go. So let's look at that story. North Korea accuses US of declaring war. North Korea's foreign minister has accused US President Trump of declaring war on his country. Well, he kind of has, but then Trump's just a puppet, and that's his job all along, wasn't it? To make this whole entire fiasco, you know. I was saying to somebody today at work, I doubt very much that North Korea really has nuclear weapons.
Oh. Hey everyone, Stephen Darts here. I've got to say good night, and I will finish this properly now so I can upload as an actual video. Thanks for your comments. I'm going to do a quick screen capture actually. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm going to do a screen capture of your comments, and then I'm going to answer them tomorrow. Where we at? Come on, hurry up. Hey, just closing down now, but I need to just keep this live for a second so I can copy the actual comments from my tablet. You can see it. Yoink. Where is it? Hey, just doing a quick screen capture from our tablet. I need to keep the live stream live, but I can see the chat. So, real quickly. The battery's going to run out of power in a minute. Right, that's it. Call it a night, everybody. I find the discussions interesting and perplexing. Thanks, Katie Oliver. I hope to keep, keep things interesting, but it's not about entertainment. It's about just trying to basically You know, I walk through my day-to-day life with people who basically walk in a sleepwalk state. Oop, see my hair silhouette there. I see people in a kind of sleepwalking state, and you know, people in the truther community, they find issues. You know, there's not many people who actually question the way the world is, you know. But I will talk to you again, Katie, and everyone else tomorrow. And thank you for watching. Bye for now. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, hold on. I am a baby boomer, and changes have occurred in the last 60 plus years. Yep. How my 82-year-old friend, well, I've been talking to him about he talks a lot about how things have changed in his time. That's be pretty interesting. But yeah, we're not the same as people are not the same today as what they were 60 years ago. I mean, a friend of mine, I've got another actual, I'm going to show you tomorrow, but tomorrow there's basically a podcast kind of thing where I talked to a gentleman who used to be a paramedic. He's 70 years old now, and he used to talk about how he used to do like a house hopping, where he was basically welcoming anyone's house. Everyone would just come in. Everybody would just come in, no matter who they were. They come right in, open the door. Hey, come down, yeah, sit down, just welcome in, like house hopping it's called, where all the doors are unlocked. But I'll talk about that tomorrow if I can. Take care, like, comment, subscribe.